Yeah. Hi guys. Yeah, so people who have like access to chat, just text like hi, hello. That so that I know like people are there, or else like not just scared that my mic might on or something, not be scared. Hi Shweta. Anyone else? There are so many people, bro. Just text something. Yeah, hi, great. Just spam. It's fine. Yeah, hello. Yeah, great. Yeah, that's what I want. Enthusiasm. Great. Okay. So before starting off anything, I want to ask like why design community? Like why you joined it so that I know my audience, like what background they have, what interest they have. Do you have any aim or anything like yeah. Hi guys. Now can you tell me why design community? Yeah. Lavanya? Yeah. You can put in the chat. Yeah, guys. No response. Yeah, just put in the chat. I need response, guys. Why design? Why design? Yeah, okay. To design web pages. Okay, great. What else? Is anyone who is interested in illustration or something like animation? Because of that, they have come to like they have joined it. Okay, to create an easy to use application. Great. That's our aim. That's true. Okay, front end development makes sense. And what else? So it's basically only for web pages and all that, right? To design websites, to design apps, to have an easy access, to it should be very easy to use, all these things. Yeah, cool. So that I know. Anyone who is into animations and all that, anyone who's more into visual design, I'll let you know what exactly is the difference. But visual designing, like graphic designing, if people know that term very well, graphic designing, anyone? Graphic designing or anything, illustration, 3D illustrations, or have at least interest in that, or someone is doing any course or something for that, anything, at least say no so that I know I can proceed further. There is no companions, it's only the websites and apps, that's it. Is it? Okay, I didn't get any response. So taking that further, so hi, I'm Anushka Pai. I was alumni. So I'm an alumni, sorry. So I just graduated in 2021. So I started my journey in 2020. So my so pandemic was a blessing in disguise for me. So that's when I was introduced to UI UX. I got to know this field. So I was very late in this part. People who are from second years, third years, they are very like right now they have knowledge. So it's a great advantage to you guys. So you can start this journey in case you are interested very early. And today I'll be giving you some gist of this field and my experience, like right now, what I did, what path I chose, what exactly you can do in this field, and how, like UI UX designer, in case if you see some job openings or anything, there will be less of UI UX designer. Also, there is a term which is called as product designers. So those are also the same thing as UI UX designers. Okay, so I'll just share my screen. What is the full form of UI UX? Great question. Let's be patient enough and start with the presentation. Rachna, can you tell me my screen is visible, like if it's full screen or not?
Yes, it is full screen.
Okay, great. So let's start with the different design branches in this. Okay, people think that graphic designing has everything to do with, okay, typography, everything comes into that, but that's not the like that's not the only thing which is there in graphic designing. Graphic designing is a very vast, like it will have poster designing, all those things. Every branch itself is a combination of many different branches. Okay, now in India basically they do that, but in abroad or something they will make sure that I can the person who what do you say?
Anushka,
Yeah,
are you presenting your PPT?
yeah.
PPT is invisible, but you're sharing the Microsoft Teams web page.
Okay, wait a minute. Because I have done an entire screen, so it should be visible.
Yeah,
Is it visible now?
Yeah, it's visible now. Yes.
If I do full screen now, is it visible?
Yes, it's visible. Yep.
Design branches, that is a slide for you?
Yeah. Design
Cool.
branches. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, so that's what I was telling. The branches are very vast. So you have animation, motion designing, illustrator, all these things I've put here right now so that in case you guys are more interested into it, not only design. Design is a very vast term we are using right now. If you go more deeper into it, each and everything, even if it's icon, the person who makes icon is also it's a role in a total, you know. If you are talented in that, you will get a job profile for that too. So going for the next thing, UI designing and UX designing, both the things I've put differently, which is UI and UX. So UI, which means user interface, UX means user experience. User interface, exactly, I'll tell you. Right now I've mentioned differently. It is different, but the thing is there is very fine line between both of them. Okay, so that's why sometimes people are like UX and UI. So UX UI. Okay, so this is the full form, the person who asked me. And what is the difference? There is a funny definition to this also, that if a UI is tender profile, your date will be your user experience. Okay, so indirectly I mean to say is whatever you see, okay, on your screen, from buttons, all those things, everything counts under user interface. Whatever your experience, if in Netflix right now I've put the Netflix image right now, the screen. So wherever you, the experience of it, okay, I want to see something, it's so easy that my play button is right there. It's my experience is I'm happy, I'm a happy customer, I'm a happy user of this app. If I want something on basis of my preferences, I'll get my different movies according to what I've seen in past or something. So my experience is very much good, right? So you guys have any doubts in this till now? Yeah, Mehul Kini had asked me, are you clear little bit right now? What is the full form? It's not clear. Okay, what is your doubt exactly? What is it? Like the question is the difference between UI UX? That is your confusion still? Is it? Yes. Okay, fine. Mehul, can you come? Can you unmute yourself? Is it possible, Rachna? They can do that?
No,
it's not. It's
no,
not possible. Okay.
No.
Iconography. What is iconography? Iconography means right now, if you see, you have icons, right? What? Not possible. Okay. So, like, if you see your chart only, you have a chat. For chat, it's an icon, right? The designing of that icon, there will be different types of icon. If you have seen sites like flat icon or something where you get different icons, okay, you'll get to know that there are different types of icons. Like for instance, if you see your chat function, chat icon is a stroked one which has only the borders, right? You have the raise hand one which is only the border, but the video one is actually the filled one. Can you notice that? Yes, Vidisha Prabhu, yeah, you can notice that the creation of those icons itself is iconography. based on, there are also something called as icon packs. Icon packs means you create all the icons very consistently. There is one that all the icons look same, like all will be stroked or all will be filled, so that a person knows, okay, this icon, okay, I'm seeing one screen, this is based on this app. I'm not seeing various different kinds of what do you say, icons, so I'm confused. Okay, got it? Any doubt in that now? Just put in the chat any doubt you have. Vidisha, Mehul.
Anushka, are you sharing?
No, I'm not sharing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Any doubts in that, what I said right now? Vidisha? No doubts? Okay, cool. So, okay. So you got right what I meant by iconography and all that? What is exactly iconography? Okay. Is this no for doubts or is it for iconography? Now I'm confused. Guys, anyone? For doubts. Okay, cool. Yeah, my screen is visible. So right now I told you user experience is all about what you experience, right? And UI is all about whatever you're seeing. So I have a small question for you guys. You have used Netflix. Okay, I know everyone has used either from someone else's account or someone has done some or the other jugaad. So right now, if you see, there is a feature where if you hover over a movie poster or something, it will give you a clip, right? The clip will be shown so that we see, okay, what kind of movie it is or something. What do you think it comes under? Is it UX or UI? What do you think? According to your understanding of it. I've stopped sharing for a while so that I see the chat. Yeah, what do you think? Is it UI or UX? Okay, UI, okay, great. Anyone who is saying UX? UI, okay. UI, okay. Why do you think so it is UI? The one where you are seeing the video, that's cool. Okay, I'm seeing it. But when I'm hovering over it, I'm seeing it. So don't you think there is a functionality too? Okay, let's see. Right now you're seeing because UI, because everything, whatever I'm seeing is UI. Cool. That is your understanding. But also, aren't you happy? Won't you click on the movie if you see the clip, right? If I see the clip and you're like, oh, this is a good movie, I'll click on this and I'll watch it. Don't you feel like that? Because it's a trailer which is given by the provider. Yeah, it is it's more than a trailer. Yeah, it is a clip of the movie, right? That's why it is UI. But don't it, like, it makes you click that button, right? Click that movie, isn't it? Which means it is also part of UX, which is your experience. Like, okay, you made it, like, you saw the clip and you felt like clicking that movie, isn't it? So wasn't it an experience which you felt the customer was feeling it? Isn't it? Got it? Yeah, so that's why I told that UX and UI has a very thin line between. Correct? It's a very thin line. That's why people sometimes consider that, okay, UX and UI designer. So it's a one process in which person is coming as, they have different roles in different features. That's it. Okay. So designing the whole thing is UI UX. That's why they have told as a common thing. I'll tell you, there are some profiles which are only UX designing and UI designing, because it will be mostly a vast company. That's why they call that. So when we go through the process of UI UX, it will make you more clear that why exactly, user experience roles are different, UI are different. So right now, this is just the definition so that you guys know. So user interface is anything a user may interact with to use a digital product or service. So exactly it is the movie, okay, but exactly is the experience of the user have with the company's products and services is user experience. So any of the features can be mix of both. So you need a very good blended version of UX and UI. Cool. So I said products and services. Right now, we are just talking about websites or apps or something. But don't think it is very confined to that. As Rachna, when she was giving introduction about UI UX, if you had noticed, she told about everything, right? Home appliances, anything, anything comes under UX experience. You user experience is the most, everywhere whatever is used by user, obviously, right? So you need their experience, the first thing, like it should be treated as a god, user should be treated as a god. So everything, I'll give an example how different, like not only website and apps, even the features like OTP, it changed the experience. Person doesn't have to remember the password, he gets the OTP function. OTP. Next, a fingerprint, which has changed the life. It's like who will put the OTP or who will put the PIN code itself. I'll use a fingerprint. How innovative is that? The person doesn't have to do anything. He's just clicking and it's done. Right? So user experience in this, it counted. But what you're seeing there, who has implemented, where it has been implemented, that is user interface. Cool. I'll be asking about the doubts. So right now I'm not having access about the chat. So whenever you have doubts, I'll let you know when I'm seeing the chats. Okay. So next thing, what I told was user. User is the god. So user-centered design. Right now in industry, that is the main thing. Whatever you design is according to the user, his experience. What is user? How is he? What he does in the whole day? When he checks his phone, everything of the user matters, really it matters. So exactly, let's see the definition once. Creating a design that is for the user, keeping in mind what the user is going to gain after using a solution, right? Same, right now I explained about the OTP. He doesn't have to remember the password, so he got the solution there, right? So fingerprint, he doesn't even have to put the pin. You put the fingerprint, it's a solution for you. It changed the life for the user, so it increased the experience of the person. So he is very much experienced, very much happy in that experience. That's our goal, complete goal. Okay. So user-centered design, also there is a full process in that. Before going to the process, I will let you know users are so vast. You see, you actually, like a kid also can be a user. Even our teenagers can be users. People like young, like early, who are in early 20s can be teenage, can be the user. Also, the not so tech savvy people who are old people are also a user. You can't treat them as okay, let's just, it's okay, they don't know about technology, what's their, like, it's, you can't ignore that. They also play a very important role, right? More the users, more the products is really good, right? Right now WhatsApp, correct, everyone uses it. So what experience made them good, like what made them use it? It's all about intuitive. It, whatever you see, you know, you have to click there. So how intuitive your designs are makes a user use it. So intuition, that is the main thing when you design anything. Person shouldn't think, or a person shouldn't, like a kid shouldn't come and tell, okay, you have to click here, you have to do that. It is not important, you shouldn't have that. If in case of other person is required to understand, to make you understand that app, it means the design is not that good. Okay, so it should be very intuitive. Next is design process. So when I started this, my UX UI journey, I had gone to a design school. Okay, so that's how I started my journey. And design school, it was just like a course. Okay, so I had to do a portfolio of some project. Okay, so portfolio consists of anything you want to showcase, correct? So I had gotten a topic which was a pet app. Okay, So all this process, I'm gonna tell you in terms of that, so that you have like you get to understand that what is the example, and then you get to know that this definition, rather than I won't give you the definition and then you will understand that. No, I'll give you a practical example how I've done that, how easy it is to understand this. Okay. Okay. Till now, any doubts before I start this, guys, in the chat? Any doubts till now? Guys? Anyone? No? Nope. Cool. Okay. Cool. Okay. Let's start with the next design process. Yeah. Design process. Here it has all these steps. Okay. That's why UX, UI, all those things are one thing. I'll tell you where UX starts and where UI ends, or all those things, starting point of both the processes, I'll tell you. First is, once you have an idea what the app is, right? Right now it was my pet app. So pet app's main motive was that people are not getting pet products that easily. They or also a problem is to book a pet sitter, all those issues. Okay, that is the problem. First you have to know why you are making the app, and then you have to see the solution, what and all features you can give, those things. And even if you do that, what will be the revenue generation for you, in case it's the if you need that. Okay, those things, the basic strategy comes in the design strategy, because that is a basic thing you should know. These facilities should be there. Why are you making this app? To fulfill these things, right? Next is user research. As we talked about, research for what? It's for the user to know what exactly is your target audience. If you don't know your target audience, I've already explained, right? How will you know what exactly, when he uses, all those things is really important. So in research, there are two types of researches. Okay, one is qualitative and one is quantitative. I'll give you a visual part, but for now, just I'm giving you a brief about it. So qualitative means like important stuff, like knowing the user more. Okay, what you do, are you finding the pet products very easily? All those things, a person one-to-one thing, it comes under quantitative, which makes like you can ask anything to that one person. Okay, that is quantitative research. Sorry, qualitative research. Quantitative, quantity, which comes up that you can do any survey in the sense like 60% of the users are using this app, so they are more comfortable with that. Those kind of statistics comes in quantitative. Okay, user interview is the same as qualitative research I told about. Then is the persona. Whenever a project is started, you make a persona. Persona is nothing but a, you can say, a user profile, full user profile. What he does, what kind of person he is, his age, his occupation, why would he use this app. The look of it, I will explain you, I'll show you. I'm just giving you a brief. Persona is about the user's profile. Empathy map is about what exactly empathy he will be feeling when he gets the app. Okay, next is card sorting, user journey map, all those things I'll explain you with the example. Okay, so let's go to the example. Okay, this is a UX case study. Everyone can see the browser. Rachna, can you see the browser?
Yeah, it's
yeah,
visible.
cool. Okay, so what I told you about, all those steps are right here. Okay, so this is the pet app, which the case study of it. This is about, which is problem statement, solution, which I told you about. I had done this in 12 weeks, and 30 screens is the different thing. Okay, design strategies, those all the steps will come here. Okay, design process is the basic thing you might have seen. Design, define the problem. Ideate is having different features. Design is again like what you exactly are implementing, and last is testing. That is a basic thing, right? Next is design strategy. This was the first thing we were talking about. See, what is the executive intent? What exactly you're going to be providing to the user? what is the target user, what is the journal task, like general you want the person to perform, those things. These are the basic thing. Success factor, when you will be about, like when you the more number of people are using it, those kind of factors come in this. Cool. Next is competitor analysis. This comes after you have done the research. Okay. So research is, these all are a graph. Okay. These are all a graph which you plot seeing your competitors. Okay. Right now there will be many pet apps. So you should know your competitor very well. So for that, you plot a graph according to the user experience and the features, what exactly you have and those have. So according to that, you have to plot the features. Okay. Next is what I was talking about, quantitative research. Right. I had done a Google form where I was circulating it to the people and got to know about various data, the stats about it. Right. So this is called quantitative research. Okay. From qualitative research, I had spoken to people, and then I had asked these questions and got a conclusion from that. These steps are the main basis of your app. All the young entrepreneurs who are there, remember, do the user research very properly. Don't just start with, okay, हमारे पास logo है, let's start a company. No, you should know your audience very well, very well. Okay. Next is persona and empathy map. So this is an example of persona. So this is a person, this is a very not anonymous, but a random name I've given right now. So what he exactly thinks about the pet, he has an pet, his frustrations, his goals, anything, a random thing. It's not only, dependent on the app which he'll be using, which is the pet app, or generally a person, how he is, what he'll be thinking, all those things will come in the personas. Okay. So all these motivations, how much he has, all those things will come up here. Okay. The brands which he uses daily, what he uses, the apps and all those things. So whatever according to your app, you can have the headings and you can make the persona of the person. Empathy map has four things right now. It is sees, what he thinks, and what he feels, and what he does. These things are very important, because when a person will be using the app, he'll be feeling all these things. So we really need to study the users in depth. That is UI, that is UX you are doing. You are knowing the user. You really need the empathy. You should put himself, put him in your, what do you say, you have to keep in mind like what exactly that person will be thinking. So to know the person better, you do all these stuff. Okay. Next is journey map. Journey map is all about why he came to the app. Like right now here you can see there are 4 stages, right? Entice, enter, engage, and exit and extend. So these things are all about what enticed him to use the app. Those steps will come here. Then why he entered. When he entered, what are his excitement point levels? Like, is he happy? Is he not? These are the levels. The y-axis shows that. Okay. So x-axis is showing this. When he enters, what and all steps he does, how excited he is. When engaging, what excitement level. All these things comes here. Okay. Next is delights, which is why the person will be using the app. Opportunity, those things come under that. Like why the person will be using this, what will be your opportunity, what opportunity he will get. Those all the things are will be coming up here. Don't think too much. What I'm telling you is right now is to understand the user, what exactly he's doing. Those steps are very important before making any app. That's the thing I want to tell you right now. Okay. User flow, you have seen these diagrams, I don't know how many times. You're doing engineering in final year, till that time you'll be doing this user flows, all those things. So I don't have to tell you, but again, user flow is about the app when you're using, what and all steps you will have in places. Like user flow, why you do is to get to know that if I have to log in, okay, how many clicks I'll be using. Is it too fast? Is it faster enough that I don't have time to or do all those things? To know those factors, we do user flow. Okay. And also for our planning, what and all pages we need, what and all things we need, all those things we have to manage. Okay. Next is card sorting. So it will be bit very overwhelming, all these stuffs. Is it overwhelming, guys? Just let me know. Is it too overwhelming for you guys? Hello? Yeah, who is the persona? Is it your friend or pet app or your pseudo account? Okay, so personas, you can give the name, like your name can be anything, but he can be my friend, or it can be sometimes what happens, you can't meet a friend. So you have to make up a person and know his like whatever thinking he will have. So you sometimes have to be psychological and think make a personas. Okay, are you getting it? But this one, what I had done was, it is my friend and he, whatever he told, I had put it, but the name is not the same, obviously. But the research is like from a real person. Anything else? Any doubts till now? Yeah. Any doubts, guys? Mehul? Anyone? Yeah. Anyone who has doubt? Okay. Cool. So card sorting is all about, right now you have different what you say terms, right? In case you have Spotify, all those things, right? You have a name like daily mix, all those things, where you have only the terms. You don't have where you will be placing it, the what will be the heading of it. Those things come under this card sorting. And card sorting is not only done by one person. Okay, it is done by many people. So and after that you come to a conclusion. So for that you do cards, and actually this is a very physical, like a physical activity where you put the post, like what you say, the chits, and place it in some category and name it. So these names are called primary noun architecture. Okay, these are the basis of it, because you're giving a noun to all these topics, right? So that's why it is called as primary noun architecture. Okay, those things comes, the basis of it is here. Okay, card sorting is a one more step, where you can visualize your app. Okay, these all pages will be there, all these have to make sure I have to do, these points should be there, all those things are decided in this step. Then comes the information architecture. Here in each of the, what and all things you'll be showing, what and all inputs you need from the person will be entered. Okay, for example, if this is too overwhelming for you guys, you have seen what you say, wait a minute, I can't access. Okay, wait, I'll share my screen again. Yeah, so this is a Spotify information architecture. This you all guys have used it, right? So now you can see what exactly is there. Home, made for you. You might also like, all these things will come up here, right? This is information architecture. In home, all these things should be there. If it should, like, this is information in made for you. In depth, the level 2 will be, okay, what and all songs will be there, that will be personalized, right? So you don't put it here. So browse, search, all these categories will come here. Okay, you make an architecture of full app so that you have the basis when you make the wireframes. Okay, that is the basic thing. In the process, I had shown you information architecture. Till here we have done it. Next is wireframes, visual designing. These two steps are actually UI. Till now whatever you did was UX. Whatever you did was UX. Okay. Next comes UI. How the app will look visually. To give you the basis in that, will you teach us UI programming? Okay. It's not programming, I will tell you. Programming is all about what you're doing, your front end, all those things will come up there. It's not programming, it is designing. It's clearly designing. You won't have anything to make program till you have any design in your hand, correct? So this, whatever I'm telling you right now, is designing, purely designing. It's not programming. Programming is all about you're doing HTML and CSS, right? You can do that anyhow. React, whatever framework you have to use, you can use that. But this is all about making the product. This actually is product designing, right? Okay, next in wireframes, there are two types of wireframes. Okay, one is low fidelity, which is like sketches. Okay, first is sketches, you make sketches. Next is low fidelity. Actually, low fidelity will be like something like this. Okay, those steps you put it in the frame and see, all those comes in low fidelity. Next is high fidelity, where you put the boxes, rectangles, put exact actual text there. All these things are done by the tools, which I'll be covering, not the each one of it, but what and all you can use to make all this. So all these wireframes comes under that. You have to make it according to the flow, like each of the flow which we had discussed here, information architecture, those things will be covered in the high fidelity wireframes, and you have to make each of the screen. I'll be sharing this in case you need to understand this case study. I'll be sharing this link, so no worries in that. But right now you have to design that high fidelity wireframes. This is the next step. Okay. Yeah. After that, once you are done with this, you have usability testing. Usability means why you made this app. You had some goals, I told you. There were some general tasks. You have to do A/B testing in that. Those things. You might know what A/B testing, splitting up the group, all those things comes in that. There are many different ways you can do testing. So it's a different thing. But usability testing is that how fast, what was the person's experience while performing a task. Okay, like in this I have made this. There was a task 1 and task 2. What were the observations and what were the feedback, what things can be made better, all those things, that is usability testing. Okay. Yeah, till now any doubts, guys? Anything you want to share, anything you want to talk, any doubts you have, just let me know. Nope. Is it only Mehul who is there? Anyone else? No. Okay. No. Does that mean you're not listening to me? No. No. Very good. No, I'm not listening. Okay. Cool. Very great. Okay. Okay. No. Great. Okay. At least listening, right? Okay. Cool. Thank you. Okay. Next, once you are done with the design process, it was very overwhelming at first, I will tell you guys. But this is, you'll just get the, gist of it. You should get that zeal, and then you can, you can do it anyhow. Okay. It's a really interesting process. Okay. This I've shown you, Spotify information architecture. Next, now you have come to that information architecture. There are few things in visual designing which is part of UI, right? Which I told you, wireframes and visual designing is UI, correct? So now to make the design appealing, you have some of the things, some different topics which made me, research a lot. So those topics I'm gonna tell you, and in these, I think visual hierarchy, form designing, branding, all those things will actually you'll be using when you'll be making your own projects right now in college. So it will be very useful for you guys. I wish I knew all about this and the background of it. Okay. So the first topic is heat map. Whenever you see a website, okay, they make a heat map, like the people's according to people's what use. Okay, so this is how heat map looks like. Okay, the red areas are the ones that people see first. Okay, people see first in the sense, once you see the website, those are the points where the people's glance, the users glance go. Okay, so the yellow is the lesser than that, and blue is no one, like people don't see, like very less they see, and then the gray one no one sees. Okay, so this is the attention pointing, attention um, grabbing thing. Okay, so where you have to place things and all that will come here. Okay, that's a different issue right now. So heat map, according to heat map, what can be your conclusion? If you see there is a pattern in this, you can see there is a F, right? You can see there is an F. There is a like, okay, you will start from left and right. That's how it is ending. And at the end, it will be least. Okay. Here it is different because there is a different content starting. That's why. So this is actually your natural way of reading. You start from left and then go to right. That's why this pattern has been noticed. This pattern is very important because while you're making a website, you should know that where you need to put the elements so that we can grab the attention of the user. Okay, so that's why this heat maps is a very important thing. Okay, the observation is more important. Next is what I said, it was an F pattern right now, correct? It was an F pattern. So let's study more about F pattern, and there is also called as Z pattern. Okay, so in F pattern, you have noticed this part where if you see there is too much content. The websites which have too much content usually follow F pattern. Okay, F pattern in the sense this one also, like you have this, right? Can you see? Also, the image will be on the left side and the content will be next side, so that you are more appealed to the image and then you start reading it. That's how they gain attention. Start from the left and then the right. Okay, that's how usually user's brain goes. And in this one, Z pattern, you have all these links you'll see, and then you go down because you will see the laptop first, and then forget about the whatever GIF is it, but actually the person's mind will go like this. Okay, he'll see all these things, then he'll see the laptop, and then he'll see the buy plus this information. That's how a person is gonna go, right? So this is not content oriented, right? There is less content. Here it is more content. That's why the website having more content will be following F pattern. And the content like where you need attention to one thing will have the Z pattern. Okay. Using this, I would say that in some of the, what do you say, every time the Z pattern is not a good thing. F pattern goes with the natural flow, correct. But Z pattern is not a good thing. You have to be very careful with that. These things can come up where you have websites, right? Where you have the logo here, correct? People can see my cursor, right? So the logo will be here. I'm just giving an example. Logo will be here. The sign up button will be here. And then the title will be here. And again, a CTA. CTA is call to action, like how buy is there. Those things is there. There also Z pattern works. The places where you need attention, that's where you do Z pattern. Rest of the things should be in F pattern so that it's very intuitive for a user. Okay. Where else this F pattern will be used? Okay. I'll give you about this. Form designing. It is a very important thing right now you will be doing. Like when you will be making your projects and all, it will be very useful for right now. So this is one kind of form people make. Left side, next side, this, down, this. What do you think it is? Right now, if you see, isn't it a zigzag manner? Right? Zigzag manner. A person shouldn't have a Z pattern in this because a person has to see name, your enter your name. All these things are not a good practice for a form. I'll tell you what is a good practice. Next, in this in this image, I want you to notice that if you have this, what exactly you will be clicking? Will it be cancel or submit? What CTA is more appealing to you? Can anyone tell me, like, which one is more appealing to you? Cancel or submit? Cancel or submit? Submit because you have read it. Cancel, right? So people do that mistake that when you have two colors, right? If you have one as what do you say, a blue and red, both are contrasting, don't use it in one places. But blue and red, if you both things you use such in such a primary, way, person will be like, okay, he has to see here, it is a strain in his eyes, okay, which one I have to select? He has to read the text and then go for it, right? This is not a good practice. The cancel should be, we want the person should click submit. It should be very intuitive. That person should fill the form and click on submit. So these are the two things I want you to notice in this. Next, this is a mistake everyone does. No labels, just your placeholders, and leave the form. I have done this mistake in my projects because it is very appealing. Visually, it looks really good. Wow, enter name. It is taking so less space. See that left one. It has so many of the labels and all those things. It's taking up space. This is very simple, but it is not good as a user experience. If a person writes here, this placeholder will go, but he doesn't know what exactly he was writing, correct? The places where you have too many input fields, it's more a bad practice. It is a very bad practice. Okay, so this thing you should avoid, really avoid. And next, in this CTA, here also, what you have done is you have made it red. Cool. It is red. It is very visible that this is cancelled, this is submit for sure. But here also, if you see, it is too much. Like a person will be like, okay, I'll just cancel it. It's okay. It's not like it's making a person cancel it. It is too much in the, what do you say, attention. It shouldn't be attention grabbing, right? Because we don't want the person to cancel it. We want the person to submit it. So to do that, there are two options. There are one more option, which can be the cancel can be in red and in the same form, or this is a way you can do. In this, if you notice, label is on top and the input is down. This is a usual way a person will be very comfortable in. Also, we just read about F pattern and Z pattern, right? Z pattern was very bad, but in this F pattern, which is a normal way, a person doesn't have to look this side or that side. He is just seeing here. Okay, in one form he's going. It's a one-way flow. That's it. Okay, so that's why it is more intuitive and it is better for a person. He has no strain in eyes, hands, nothing he has. Okay, submit or cancel, I have shown you two different manner. Cool. Any doubts in this? Did you find this useful? Did you find this tip useful? Because the one which is second one, I did it in my college and it is very bad practice. Okay, it was a very bad practice. I realize it now. I just want you guys not to do it. Okay, next is visual hierarchy. That is a very basic thing you guys might have seen everywhere. If you see Amazon also, he makes sure that his what do you say, the important thing, which is the price and the name, is highlighted enough, but the price is more highlighted, so the person is more he knows what exactly is important in that. So in this, what is more important? It is the heading, right? This is a very basic thing. But again, people do this mistake, at least this part, where posted by me is like the secondary thing which shouldn't be that much displayed. It is taking up too much of attention. It is a very bad thing. Okay, so you need to know what exactly you want a user to see first. Make it according to that plan. Okay, and also one more thing I'll be covering in this. If you see, the size is small so that the attention is not that much, but also there is a spacing which makes the thing that this is the content body and this is the heading, right? So this spacing, this is called as white spacing, which is a very important thing. White space, the content doesn't speak much. The white space is enough. This is the negative space which you are leaving, right? Margin, paddings, all those things. Those speak million words, I will tell you. If the your content is very much spacious, if a person is not having strain, it is a very good design. I'll tell you that. Okay, so make sure you have visual hierarchy according to what you want the user to see. Okay, next, form designing we have covered. Next, I have a quick question. Okay, we are going towards the visual design. So there is something called branding also. Before doing that, I'll have just the question. There are two colors are there. Can you guess the brand just by seeing the colors? Just by seeing the colors, which is red, blue, white, and green and white. Can you guess the brand? Which brand these colors individually? This is one brand. This is one more brand. Can you tell me? It's a very simple thing. Pepsi. Very good. The left side is Pepsi. What is the right one? Pepsi. And next one Pepsi, and green and white is what? Okay, Pepsi and green and white, guys. Green and white. Which is that? Think of it. Green and white. Starbucks. Very good. Starbucks, right? Coca-Cola. Okay, it doesn't have blue. It has red and white. Okay, so why I asked you this is, why I asked you this is, a brand is known for its color. Just by seeing the color, it's like, okay, this combination means this app. This combination means this, which means they have made their branding so good that just by seeing the color, you just get, okay, Starbucks. Your branding, in case you are going for, you guys are in college, second years, third years, you guys have, there will be at least one group who will be like, okay, after college, no, I don't need placements. I'll make a startup. All those things, there will be at least one group who's deciding that. You will be CEO, you will be accounts manager. There will be some person. Before doing that, you should know, at first thing you should know your user target. What is the target base? Next is your branding. It should be so quick, like the person should just see the colors and the logo too. The logo, it should be something, I've read it somewhere, that if you see the logo and in 10 seconds you see the logo, and if you are able to draw it, it means it is the best logo because people can remember it in 10 seconds. Okay, this is one more quick thing I had to tell you. Next, if you see the color and all that, they don't make it according to just randomly, okay, I'll choose red and blue and just get over it. Every color means something or the other. There is some emotion in that. There, it will be triggering some emotion in that person. So that's how the people will decide the brand colors. Okay, right now, nowadays it is happening. This is some of the emotions which each of the color gives. Okay, I won't be discussing this. These content are already there in the more it is that discussing that. A small example, Swiggy. They have a thinking that this orange color makes your mind like bit like hungry. You get a feeling that you are hungry. Okay, that's why they have chosen this orange color. I just want you to tell that why they have given such a deep thinking in just making a color. Just giving a color is a very important thing. Okay, so branding is a one more different designing. I'm giving you brief about everything, but so that you know that these are the things you can research about. Okay, next is typography and white space. White space I've already talked about. This is one more example I want to tell you. See, in typography also there is a myth that that typeface and font is same. typeface and font is not same. And also I won't ask you typeface, difference between typeface and font. There will be at least 50% of the people will be like, okay, I'll search on Google. I don't want to ask you. I'll tell you what exactly I know, and I'm not gonna ask you those kind of questions. Okay, so typography here in this, if you see sans, there is a sans, this one and this one, right? There is a difference in the what do you say, heading, what do you say, the way the fonts are designed. So these ones don't have those tweaks, right? So that's why these are called sans serif. These fonts are serif font. This is usually, you might have seen in the projects and all, you will be getting that Times New Roman and all that. So though that is a serif font. Okay, so those things will come up in typography. Okay, so this is a vast subject. Right now I'm giving you a brief of it. And also, when you make any website or something, make sure when you're giving a heading, okay, it should, according to you, whatever, whenever you're pairing two of the fonts, make sure you check the pairing of it on Google. Check it. If there, I'm choosing the first font as Roboto. If Roboto is there, what is the font pairings with Roboto? If you have no knowledge about it, if you are like, okay, whatever I'm choosing, my friends are not liking, so do that. Google it. Whatever are the pairings, do that. Your design will reach to another level. Okay, that is one more thing. Next is the white space. If you see here in this font, the line height is very less. So if we reduce the size of this, it will be very difficult to read. Okay, so it is putting strain on your eyes, the user's eyes. So make sure you give a good white space. So what did I say? The white space speaks million words. Okay, white space makes your design more than your content. Okay, just remember this. So give spacing, know your what padding you're giving, margins, even in buttons, make sure not too much of padding is there, it's enough. And also margin from the content, it is a very important thing. You should make sure it should be very spacious, so that a person just sees that and he doesn't feel that clutter. Already he has too much clutter in his life. Don't make a clutter even in front of his eyes. Okay, next, right now we have discussed about web, all that thing. Also, designs are done for Android and iOS. Okay, these are another topic. Right now we are done with the design process, but when you are doing that, you will be doing also for the apps. You can't randomly do it without any rules or anything. Okay, so there are set of rules for each Android as well as iOS. Okay, so for Android, okay, there is something material design. You might have heard this material.io. Those things, they will have guidelines. When you're making an app for Android, make sure you follow that, because they are not stupid to make those rules. Those are according to the user base they have. Okay, Android base they have, and they know what is more intuitive for the person. Okay, so according to those rules, make that. Okay, next is HIG, which is Human Interface Guidelines, which are for the iOS. Okay, if you know, this is iOS, this is Android screen, right? Now, why I've given you this example, the major difference, if you will see, in iOS, people have the CTA, which is the done button, buy now button, whatever you have, is on the top. So people, when they are holding the iPhones, they will have more concentration on the top, right? Where it is this. But when you are using an Android phone, you'll hold your a phone, and it will be like your thumb will be around the bottom area, which is for the buy now here. This is that much. There is a difference in the rules. That much difference, because iOS people's experience is to different with according to different rules, and material design, which is Android, have different rules. Okay, this is one more thing I wanted to share with you, because later You should know, right, what exactly you have all this. And in material design, which I told you, a website which is material.io, which has a rule, which has many things actually. It gives you a way to design your color scheme for the Android. So in case in Android, I will just give you one example, which is here. You can see this is the title bar. The color of it, okay, the top, the status bar should be more darker than this. This is one of the rules which Android has. Okay, so those kind of rules are written in, like, there it is there in material design. So to read that, you can go and check out these terms. Okay, next, you did everything. How to do this, ma'am? How to do that? So these are few of the tools. Right now I have used XD and Figma. These actually depends on what exactly a company is using and all that. But when you are starting off your portfolio and all that, you can choose your own thing, Figma or XD. XD I stopped using because it had too many bugs initially. Now it has been a stable version. So you can choose your own while making your portfolio. You can do your research. Sketch is something which is only for iOS. So I don't know. I don't have iOS like MacBook or anything. I don't have. So that's why I won't. I don't know any experience about that. Next, this Webflow. I don't know if you guys know about Webflow. In case you master this UX, UI, all those things, you go to design school, everything, you do job, and then you're like, okay, I need to do freelancing. Okay, the only thing UI UX is not doing right now as a designer is developing, right? So those things can be also easily done by Webflow, or you know coding, you can do it on your own. But Webflow is a site which mostly people to freelance and all that, people who don't like coding, to freelance, they can do this. Design your plan, do all your wireframes and all those things, and design things on Webflow. These more information about it, you might have to explore the Webflow website. And just giving you an information in case you want to start a freelancing in UX UI and the whole as a product designer, you can use that. Okay, next, everything UI UX is great. Okay, but I don't know, some people might be thinking that is that industry, like right now I'm just into front end, back end and all those things, is it that good industry? But I would tell you, this is an example which changed my life of seeing UI UX designer too. So cred people, first they hired was a visual designer, which is the UI designer. Okay, next was motion designer. Okay, so if you can understand, people really need it, especially the startups. UX UI are the main thing they really need. They need designers, they need research, they need everything. So this industry is really emerging, and you won't regret doing that. And also, I'm not telling you have to leave whatever you are learning. Okay, I am telling you, inculcate this skill too. You will be a full product, you can have a full product designer with development. That's the only thing I'm trying to you should have interest in being a full product. You should be able to make a full product. Okay, so that's it right now. Okay, and in case you guys have any doubts, you can ask me now. Guys, any doubts? I have explained everything. Any doubts you have? Hello, guys? Guys, anyone?
Actually, muted, so they can only communicate through chat window.
Yeah. No, they can chat, right? Guys, no doubts. Who and all is interested in UI UX? Was it a boring session? The people were thinking to say no, so just do it. No, yes, whatever. Okay, was this field interesting? Which course should be useful? See, to get a overview, there is Udemy, I think, Google UX certificate and all those things. you can get what you say, brief about it. Okay, and they will make sure you try to do your portfolio. Okay, so main thing in this field I want to tell you is it's all about your portfolio. One thing, can't we design it without need to write codes? Yes, that's what I was telling. You need to design everything. You don't need codes for designing anything. It, the Figma, all those apps works like how you're doing paint, right? You just have to be more quicker in that. That's it. Okay, so you can do it without codes. When you have to implement a design also, you can use Webflow. Answering the question how to take up this field. So I'll tell you my thing. I joined a school which was Design Board. Okay, Design Board. I'll send you the links and all that. Design Board. So in that, I was made to make my portfolio and everything. It was a good start, and then I went to the companies and all that. That's how I started. Actually, initially I started without the design board too. When I was introduced by this, I tried to find some internship, all those things, because you just have to get started with this. You just have to start this field, you just have to start thinking about, at least take any of the designs, at least not even design, you can redesign existing apps, like anything. Spotify, you feel this is not a good app, especially I would tell you Sony Live. It's a very not so intuitive app. Okay, you can't find things according to what you need. Okay, I will give you an example. So those what you say, apps you can use and redesign it and start your journey for making a portfolio in that. Okay, once you start that, you can use Behance. Okay, Behance or Dribble, if you guys know about it. I'll tell you, I'll just share you this one. For that, Hotstar is best. Cool, yeah, Hotstar, yeah, Hotstar is best. Netflix is best. I'm not giving the brand value, but it is the best. Okay, so this is how my portfolio looks like. I took one project and I did 4 studies in that, which was Android, iOS, and website. So these are, and UX case study, which I explained you how the different process was there. This is whole one app. Okay, one whole app, but had different POVs. Okay, different POVs, which is iOS, Android, you can see, and iOS, you have to define that what exactly I use, a full case study on that, login, log out, whatever, home tab, all those things you have to define, and you can do it. Even for your redesign, you can do. Why you to when you are doing redesigning, the concept will be like, what was your problem with the existing app, what was your solution to that, and then the process again starts. Okay, that's what you can do if you are doing redesigning. And talking about, again, I'll just repeat the courses and all that. Again, I told you, you can attend any workshops from, you will get workshops, right? Even in like initially 500, you can just get a 2-day workshops or something. So you get ads on that. So just to get started, just to make a portfolio, you can get started with such workshops. Okay, or what I mentioned about the UX, Google UX certificate, those things you can go for. Or design schools, do your research on design schools. Okay, the one which I did, it was great. Okay, but also have a good what do you say, have an research about it, if someone has used it. Nowadays you have LinkedIn, just go and ask existing like people who have participated and all that, the design schools who have taken admission, done their course, ask them all those things. I would recommend design school. I had a design board school because it was a good experience. Okay, but it is bit in expensive side. Okay, but I would say initially, if you do investment, it's not a bad thing at all, right? You can go for it. In case you don't want to do school and all that, there are lots of already like courses, online YouTube courses which are already there. You can see it and just go deep dive, like take a deep dive in whole field and start with your portfolio. Main thing is start with the portfolio. Either you can use Behance, Dribble, you can get tutorials how to do that also, but make your portfolio in case you want to start with this. Without portfolio, you won't get to show your skills itself, right? You need to make your portfolio to tell them, okay, I have done this study. All those things you need to show through a portfolio. Okay, any other questions you guys have? Anything related to it? Anything you want to ask, like how I did this, whatever you want to ask?
Anushka,
Have I asked? Yeah.
Guys, before leaving, please fill the form, else you won't be receiving the certificate. Thank you, Anushka.
Okay. So, any other doubts you guys have? Any other doubts? Any other questions about UI UX or anything I taught? I'll be forwarding, if it's possible, I'll be forwarding this PPT as well as my UX case study. I'll just copy it here. You can give it a look and see what exactly. It's not only my profile. You can see Behance, there are full more talented people who have done really great research about it. They have really good profile, so you can join, you can see that and just take this route, guys. You won't regret. People who are like, I like designing, web designing, but I don't like code, this is the best option if you want to be closer to this web designing but not coding. Okay, for designing you don't need you just need brains. Okay, I'm not telling the developers don't have brains, but I'm just telling you need creativity, you need to understand the user. That's all it takes, but it takes too much. Okay, yeah, that's it for today. I hope I didn't bore you guys. I know you are just compelled to answer, no ma'am, no, it was interesting. But again, it was interesting, then I'll be glad actually if it was interesting. Yeah. Yeah, over to you, Rachna. Yeah.
Yeah. My sincere thanks to our alumni, Ms. Akshita Pai, who is a resource person of today's event, our introduction to UI UX designing. Thanks a lot, Anushka, for having your time here.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe if people are interested in a hands-on session, we'll have it another day.
Yeah, sure. And for